So you are doing some research here.
Yeah, so Cam the intern
Got his own podcast.
got his own podcast, but it looks good.
Looks good. Logos, good
Maybe
graphics.
it sounds good too.
Oh, Cam, hardworking kid.
Cam?
Yeah.
Every day that kid's stock goes up a little
Doesn't
bit.
it?
A little bit.
Ryan, her three on the way. It's good off the backboard and in. Murray, what a take by Tucker. Jones, another steal. Spin on Caldwell, and the layup's good.
I would like to see you hold a mirror up to yourself and interview yourself. As good as this was, it could only be better if it was all you.
Tuning in, I was a fan. I was like, man, let's do it.
Cam, thanks so much for having me on. I'm happy to be here.
Joined today for the first time, Cam Isimone. Gallagher's going to have to shoot it from beyond the arc. And it's good! Jacobs for three. He got it! My goodness, what a shooting performance by Jacobs.
I think Cam's Corner is great.
Tune in to Cam's Corner.
This kid's going to make it. He's going to make it here.
On a break.
Now this time, they hand off to DeShields. He's along the sideline now with a lot of room. Andreessen giving chase all the way past the 50. Javis Hanks giving chase now to the 30, the 20, the 10. Marques DeShields with a 98-yard rushing touchdown. And St. Francis gets on the board again.
And we are back, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Cam's Corner. Today, joining me a transfer from St. Francis, Pennsylvania, now at the University of Rhode Island, running back Marques DeShields. Marques, thank you for taking the time and joining me today, man.
No problem at all, bro. Glad to be here.
Awesome, yeah. Before we dive into your career, talk all about that. As far as the coaching staff and the coaching styles and things like that with their teammates, how's it been so far at URI?
It's been great. Everything I expected, you know what I mean, through the recruiting process, it was exactly as advertised. You know what I mean? My position coach, Coach Flanagan, he's a hard coach, you know what I mean? He brings the best out of you, critiques all the little details of the position, you know what I mean? And Coach Flem, he's all about effort, hard work, and just handling the business. So, like I said, it was when I got recruited by those guys, it was everything I expected. When I met them on a visit, you know, they let me know what they expect from their players. And, you know, it was nothing that I couldn't handle, which is why I ended up in Rhode Island.
Yeah, definitely. You just reached a season high, 109 yards against Brown this past week, 300 in, I would think, like 76 total on the season. You know, just reflects a little bit on this past week and how it felt to get that victory over Brown for the Governor's Cup.
You know, the numbers speak for themselves, but I also don't have those numbers without the front five. You know what I mean? Those guys are a huge help to what I can do. You know what I mean? Without those guys doing their job, I can't really do mine. But the Governor's Cup was a great experience. You know, the atmosphere of the game was amazing. Coach Flem spoke on it all week, just letting us know how important this rivalry is, not to just us, but like the state of Rhode Island. So, you know, we knew what we were getting into coming into that game. And, you know, obviously we handled business.
Yeah, definitely. And that hurdle move, that classic move everyone's been seeing that's going viral. I'm sure you've been asked a ton of times about it. But, you know, just talk a little bit about that, reflect on it. I know you've reflected on it in the last press conference, you know, going back to like the Sports Center top 10, like that highlight. I did want to ask if your teammate was embarrassed after that, you know, going viral and stuff like that. But, you know, just reflect on that a little bit.
Yeah, he was a little upset with me, but AJ's my guy, so we patched it up. He was a little upset with me. But, you know, like you said, my last press conference, I honestly, all I can say is it's a reaction at this point. I mean, it's something that has been popping up in my game since I was in like high school, since like my junior year of high school. And, you know, so it just, whenever the opportunity presents itself, it seems to happen. You know what I mean? It's never planned. It's never like I want to go out there and jump over somebody. I'm very aware that it's dangerous, but, you know, as long as it's working for me, I'll use it when need be.
It's been working, you know, game in and game out. It's, you know, definitely brings a Rhody crowd to their feet. You know, getting back into like your career as a whole, you know, where it all started. You know, where are you originally from and where did that passion for football start for you?
I'm from South Jersey, close to Philadelphia, and started off playing little league ball in my hometown, Lindenwold, New Jersey. And you know, the game has been implemented in my family for years, so it was somewhat a pass down. You know what I mean? My mom made sure my dad made sure my mom signed me up for football. You know what I mean? As you know, as you do as a kid, you know, you get signed up for something and you just end up doing it just to do it at first. But as I got older and the years went on, I just, you know, really found myself loving the game. And through a little league ball, I get to high school. I went to Overbrook High School in Pine Hill, New Jersey. There's two of them. There's one in Philadelphia. There's one in New Jersey. I went to the one in New Jersey. Had a pretty decent career there. You know what I mean? Got some offers coming out of high school. Ended up committing to Monmouth University. Unfortunately, things didn't work out. with grades and other things like that. So then I ended up at Lackawanna College. And from Lackawanna College, I did 5 semesters there, redshirted my freshman year, played in the championship game in 2018, played in the national championship game in 2019, and then, get to St. Francis right before COVID happens. And, then we pick it back up from there.
Yeah, starting back from, again, your Pee Wee days, like as long as you can remember, talk about mentors that you had and people that are still with you to this day that, you look up into a way, and 2, like they just helped you so much like throughout your whole journey.
My older brother, he's my rock. You know what I mean? Growing up, he was always on me about sports. You know what I mean? And I followed his lead with even the way he dressed and the positions he played and things he did. You know what I mean? But my brother was all about his hard work. You know what I mean? Had a good career himself. Had a college career. You know what I mean? And he was just a guy I always looked up to. Like I said, I always wanted to dress like him on and off the field, wanted to do the things that he was doing. You know what I mean? So I would say my brother, was a huge mentor to me.
Yeah, and you talk about, people that you looked up to, again, your brother being one of those important people in your life. But was there like a football player, like in general, like, maybe like a college athlete or a professional player that you looked up to and tried to model your game after?
Coming up, I was a huge Reggie Bush fan and LaDainian Thompson. You know what I mean? Those 2 guys, they were my favorite number while they were in college, number 5, that is. You know what I mean? They got to the league. They both had outstanding careers. But I always, just watching those guys on Sundays and even watching them in college, you know what I mean? I think a lot of players still might look up a Reggie Bush highlight tape, and it's the most legendary thing you can see when it comes to running backs. So, those 2 guys right there are 2 guys I wanted to play like and be like, outside of my brother when I was on the field. Those were like my superstar, players that I looked up to.
So what's your favorite team in the NFL?
I'm an Eagles fan.
Eagles fan? Yeah.
Eagles fan, yes, sir. Been an Eagles fan since I was a kid, man. That's another thing that was just in my family. You know what I mean? Aunts, uncles, grandma, mom, everybody got on Eagles jerseys. We hang out and cook for the games. You know what I mean? Just bond a little bit over some Sunday football.
Yeah, that's kind of how my family was. All the sports that I like, all the teams that I like, just like family oriented. You know what I mean? Just growing up in that culture and stuff like that. So that's awesome. But going back to high school, rushing over like 1,000 yards, 43 combined total touchdowns. As you mentioned at the beginning, like talk about the hype going into college and like what the recruitment process was like with your first school.
So Overbrook isn't a big high school, so it was a pretty big deal for me to have some Division I colleges coming down there to either be interested or offer me. So, excuse me. I had a lot of hype in like my town as far as football and getting offers because it was a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
I think my senior year there were maybe 2 or 3 of us that got to play Division I ball out of like 10. You know what I mean? The rest, they got to play college ball, but not at the Division I level, unfortunately. But that doesn't happen for everybody. But for that to happen for me in high school was amazing. You know what I mean? I went in high school, as a true freshman, played a little bit of varsity. Sophomore year, started running back, and junior year I had a 1,000-yard season. That's when the offers started to roll in. Had about 25 touchdowns total, and senior year I had another 1,000-yard season with like 19 total touchdowns. But things happen and everything happens for a reason. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to Monmouth, so that was a big blow. But the recruitment process and the hype, it was fun while it lasted. It's great for a high school kid before you get your first real taste of the real world, the college sports and sports just period. So it was fun.
Right, and like you said, Lackawanna was your first college that you attended. Again, I might have missed it, but why the jump to St. Francis after a couple of years at Lackawanna?
So the Lackawanna is JUCO, obviously, but I did like I said, I did 5 semesters there. My recruiting process was a little slow coming out of JUCO, and had the help of a friend. You know what I mean? 2 of my friends that end up going to St. Francis as well. Before I did, we all 3 of us went to Lackawanna College. Got there the same year, graduated the same year, and they put me in contact with the offensive coordinator. So 2 weeks into the spring semester, I'm at home on the couch. I didn't have anywhere to go. I took a visit to a school, an NAIA school. Can't remember the name of it, but it was in Billings, Montana. And I took a visit over there. Didn't really get what I was looking for. I felt that I could do better. Unfortunately, I was looking at the option of taking a semester off. Any football player who knows, any athlete knows that you don't ever want to take a semester off and stay home and probably get a regular job and just work out. So that was a pretty scary moment for me. But it was a blessing that St. Francis fell through for me, and I went there, did my time, and now I'm here.
Yeah, and St. Francis broke a lot of records. 767 total yards, I think, 4 TDs, 20 catches, all that, and broke out for a 98-yard touchdown against Bryant. Explain like what that means to you as far as record breakings. I know that's like something that athletes not so much like to talk about, but it does have a little bit of a feeling in that makes them feel good at the end of the day. So just kind of reflect on that.
It feels good just because I know that I went somewhere and made my mark. You know what I mean? I wasn't just another guy to just walk the halls or play on that field. My name will last in that program's history for a little while until somebody tops a 98-yard touchdown. But that was a huge blessing. From my story and what I came from and the struggles I had and injuries and things like that, to finally get to a Division I school and be recognized for my talents and making a huge play the way I did. It's never a bad feeling. I can guarantee you that. So I felt very blessed to be able to be that person, to have that type of notoriety.
Right. And that season goes by and then you find yourself here now at URI, talk about that change. Again, the transition, you've been traveling a lot throughout your career. So just explain why the change and, what it's been like so far.
Well, in my personal opinion, I felt, just analyzing myself and watching my own film, looking at my body structure and the things I want to do with the game, I felt that the change was needed for me to leave St. Francis, you know what I mean? And technically I did do my 2 years there, but COVID went on. So I only had 2 more years coming out of junior college anyway. So, you know what I mean? I graduated from that place. I'm very grateful and thankful for what St. Francis was able to do for me. But coming here, man, it's been everything I could have wished and more. You know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason. And I honestly wish I could have been here as a true freshman, you know what I mean, in this program, in this system, with the coaches we got and just this environment. Like, this place loves their football, you know what I mean? And every football player who truly loves the game will love that about any fan or any supporter, you know what I mean? So it's been pretty good here. So far, so great.
Yeah, definitely. The Rhode community is the best. And they always love to break down the players. Like you just said, you talked with Adam and the Rhode Rumble. Growing up, I'm sure coaches always told you, you can't teach quickness. And for you on the field, that quickness just seems natural. So, we talked a little bit earlier about, your signature hurdle move, but, what comes natural to you on the field as a running back as far as decision-making and like what's going through your head when the ball snapped and the QB hands it off to you and you got to make a play?
It is, instincts and reaction. I don't want to keep saying that, but it's honestly, you know what I mean? That's another reason why I love this game and I play it as much as I do, because I feel as though from the time I was a kid, it was just something that, God blessed me with. He blessed me with the ability to go out there and perform. Obviously, just practice and things like that. But sometimes things just happen where they're out of my control. It's never planned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we practice it all week through week. You know what I mean? We get looks. You know what I mean? We got a scout team out there. And we have a pretty good idea of what we expect to get from that team. So, the preparation through the week definitely makes it easier to go out there and just play at full speed and, make the plays that we make.
Yeah, we talk about role models like we did earlier, about LaDainian Tomlinson and players like that. So, as of right now, if you were to compare yourself to an NFL running back, who would you compare yourself to?
A guy I'm a pretty big fan of right now, and I feel as though I got to take a little bit of his game. I say Dalvin Cook. I like the way he's a downhill runner. He's not the biggest guy, but he packs a punch. He's pretty strong. I'm not the biggest guy, but I pride myself in my strength. He has good blocking abilities, good hands out the backfield, good vision, and good cuts and good speed. You know what I mean? I feel as though I have all those attributes. So I say Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, definitely. And before we get into like the last few questions, just want to talk to you about the season as a whole so far. 3-2 now in the season. Elon University is your next game. You guys got a bye week. Talk about preparation and prep for Elon and how the first 5 games of the season have gone.
Yeah. So first 5 games of the season, it was pretty exciting to see because as we have a lot of transfers. On both sides of the ball. So to gel this team together and watch everyone feed off one another. You got new personalities. You know what I mean? Guys from different backgrounds. You got older guys. You got younger guys. You know what I mean? With the true freshmen that came in, some of those guys are playing. So it was really fun to do all of that bonding in camp and all of that competing in camp to now see it, on Saturdays. But the first 5 games, it was, I feel as though it was a glimpse of what's to come for us on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean? Offense and defense and special teams as well. So all three phases of the game. But I feel like there's a lot of things that we have to fix that we know that we have to fix and we will fix. And that's the beauty of this team. You know, we're aware of how good things can be, and we know why we lost the games we lost. And even when we win, we know we could have won by more, or it could have been a lot better game. So no one's ever satisfied. But as far as the bye week, prepping for Elon, it's been pretty good. You know what I mean? Jumped on, this is a bonus for us. That's how we look at it. So it's just more preparation. Been watching some film, been having the scout team go out there, give us the looks that we've been getting, as always. But having this whole extra week of preparation, it's a great time for us to get our bodies back. For one, that's the most important part. Get some guys back healthy. You know what I mean? Guys that we were missing in that 5-game stretch, and just getting ready for this 6-game run.
Yeah, definitely. It's been awesome to see you guys play, game in and game out. And this is my first year being at a college that has a football team. I was a freshman at my old school. They didn't have, a football team, and there was a little bit of limited sports to cover. But, my first year covering football, the first 3 weeks, it's just been amazing to see you guys, ball out, game in and game out. And, kind of a question just to kind of cap everything off, as the season stands right now, if you could think of like a memorable moment throughout your whole career, that always sticks with you and that's been sticking with you to this day.
I'd have to say, the Pitt game, scoring 2 touchdowns versus Pitt, playing in the NFL stadium, against the ACC opponent. It's a very big deal for me. You know what I mean? For the team, you know what I mean? Everybody that made plays in that game, it's a very exciting time because it's just like us proving to ourselves, like, we can hang with whoever, is lined up across from us. So I would definitely say the Pitt game and, doing what we did in that game. Although we didn't come out victorious, you know what I mean? It was a great experience, great learning experience, and it was a great test for us as young men and football players. So I would definitely say the University of Pitt game.
Yeah, definitely. And, hopefully soon I can try to travel with you guys, different locations like that, because I've seen a lot of the students doing it, and it seems awesome, again, see you guys just, ball game in and game out. But that sums all the questions up for you, Marcus. I just want to ask firsthand, what'd you think of Camp's Corner, and who might you want to see as a future guest?
Hey, man, for one, I like to see my boy Katero Summers as a future guest if you can get him on here. I'm feeling the poster in the back. Marketing is very well. Your Instagram page is you marketing yourself very well, bro. I wish you the best of luck. And I'm actually a fan, man. I want to get into what you do, after football. So maybe if we could chop it up about that sometime. But I pay attention to things like this. So
yeah, definitely, yeah. So I'm not even in my studio. I have a studio back in my hometown in Johnston. I'm about 45 minutes away, but now I'm kind of 10 minutes off of campus. So I kind of had to bring a little bit of stuff here, work the magic, try to do best I can with what I got. But
represent the brand, man, as you should.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'll let you know when it's out for sure, and we'll be in touch with that for the rest of the season.
All right, bro. Thanks. I appreciate that, man.
No problem, Marcus. Thank you.
All right.
boy, this shit banging. boy, this shit bang.